take y'all on a deep dive on an introduction to DaVinci Resolve by Blackmagic. DaVinci Resolve is the free version of Blackmagic's program. There is a paid version called DaVinci Resolve Studio, and it has gives you a little bit more extra tools. But however, for this being a free software, you can do a lot of cool stuff. So go ahead and open this project. So we have this promo that I was working on for a client, just showing for an example kind of what we're working with. And so we have all these modules, we have all these pages, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pages. And basically all these work together in a kind of a workflow that they expect you to work in. So the media page is where you're actually able to organize your footage. The cut window is, again, for, well, cuts and some edits you can do kind of quickly. The edit window, where you're probably going to spend most of your time in. This is mainly, again, for moving stuff, moving clips within the timeline. That's where you're able to access your timeline, really. Fusion is for making effects. For here, this is, if you've used After Effects, you can most likely be able to use Fusion, no problem. Color, this is where we're able to do color correction. DaVinci is actually known very well for its color correcting capabilities. Fairlight for audio, and then Deliver, which is for exporting. So again, very powerful tools we have here. So go ahead and get started. So media, this is where you're able to actually organize your footage together. Again, when you're in this business, when you have a lot more clips than this, it is great to be organized. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to actually import a clip into DaVinci, into the media window. I like to go through the import method, which again, you go File, Import, then you go to Media. And so what we're going to do, we're going to import this video in. This is a wedding that I did for my cousin a couple years ago. This is, again, it was a very $100 budget wedding video, so I did the best I could of what I had. And so this is basically her video, wedding video. Fun fact about the bin page, you can actually scroll, kind of run your playhead over and actually see kind of a sneak peek of the video that it's very much inspired by Final Cut. Final Cut does the same thing, so that's there for you to use. So I'm gonna go ahead and delete this. I don't really need this. If you do Shift Delete, it gets rid of that for you. Fun fact, I love using shortcuts, makes everything go faster. We're going to cut window now. So this is going to be where you're able to cut clips within the timeline. Sometimes you can make transitions through here as well. Making transitions, sometimes you can either do it through the edit window or the cut window. I'm gonna do it through the edit window. I like it a little better. But you can really just cut clips, be able to kind of like split them to where you need them to go. So for example, I'm gonna go here somewhere. Where's the clip? I'm gonna do a cut right about here, and so I'm just gonna take you and I'm going to go to the scissor right here and then split. That's how you cut a clip. Again, pretty simple. You can do really fast edits in here. So we're gonna go to the edit page now, and this is basically you working in Premiere now. This is very much Premiere forward right here. The timeline is where you're working most of the time in DaVinci anyway. So what we're going to do is we're going to show an example. Again, you can actually move your clips different places where you need them to go. For the purpose of this, I'm not going to do that. Everything is just fine like it is. We have it right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put a transition in here as well. So I'm going to do between this, the first clip, and the second clip. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in. And so fun fact, if you hold Shift, cool. All right, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit here, make this a little bigger. That's what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click and show it says add 6 frame. I'm going to do 14 frame. That's because I can. I want a slightly longer transition. So the transition right there. So as you see, I'll do it again. Goes up to the beginning. And then basically transition to there, did a cross dissolve. So again, simple transition, but it works if you're trying to move fast. So what we're going to do is now we're going to go into Fusion. First, I'm going to go ahead and take this music out. We don't need it that long. And I'm going to extend this out slightly, a little bit more. Okay. So again, that's the edit tool. You're going to be in there mainly most of the time in DaVinci anyway. Fusion is for effects. And so what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to go onto this clip right here, and I'm actually going to go into Fusion, and I want to just add a simple blur to it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to open my effects panel, and then we have all these different effects. I'm going to bring a blur into here, and all this is, you have media in, that's the input of your media. This is the output of your media. I want the blur to be in between that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you and I'm going to move you to here. So I'm actually going to take you. I'm going to delete you. Wait, no, take that out. Sorry about that. Take that and actually going to add the blur right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to input this into the blur and then output this into media out. And so to add a blur to this, all I'm going to do is just increase the blur size. I want to blend out a little bit. I want to have this little bit of a blur, not too bad. That's how you add an effect with Fusion. Again, pretty simple to kind of get into effects like that. So we're going to color. DaVinci is known for its color. And so I'm going to show an example of how to use color in DaVinci. So again, you have your blues, your greens, your reds. And so what we're going to do, just for example, I'm just going to show you kind of what it does. Again, bring in the offset color and the purple. And again, it's this extreme example, kind of what's going on. Again, this is bringing more in as well, again, with the gain. Gamma, again, same thing. Again, it's adding more, this is in the blue a little bit more. And so we're going to bring it down a little bit to compensate for other things. And then we're going to do a little bit of I want to get that golden hour look a little bit. So I'm going to do a little bit of lift right there. So again, that's how you're using the color page. Fairlight is for audio, music, you name it. And this is cool because it actually is audio in the software you're using. Personally, I do not like editing audio in Premiere. I usually port it out to Audition. But this is cool because you can actually do stuff with audio in the program itself, in DaVinci itself. So again, this works left to right, really powerful. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do a little EQing on this. As you see, this has DaVinci has a stock EQ. It's pretty good for a free EQ. I like it. And so I'm just going to add an extreme example. That's a really far in low pass or high pass filter. And so I'm going to add a low pass filter right here. I'm going to add a little bit more air to it. Take out some of the boominess. And add a little more of a kind of mid sizzle. So we have that, and so it's basically Fairlight, not too complicated, and you can edit audio on here at the timeline, not too difficult. So again, and this is basically your channel strips that you have access to. And so we're going to go in the final part, which is deliver. This is basically how you export in DaVinci. So what I'm going to do, because I already exported something earlier, I'm going to go into the YouTube settings, is what I like to use, and I'm going to do dog guard promo 2 because I've already made one. So I'm going to do that. And again, all the export settings look correct to me. I know where I'm saving it to. Always know where you're saving your stuff to, no matter what. Always remember that. And then go to add to render queue. And then I'm going to have this ready to render. Save render job. And then I'm going to go ahead and render one and let it render and export and be ready to go. And it is almost done. Again, it's a very quick video, so no big deal. And it rendered. So, and again, I have it the right resolution I need. Cool. So that's a quick deep dive on DaVinci. I hope you had a great time and see you next time.